What Cameroonians need is a push. What Cameroonians need is support. What Cameroonians need is a connection, networks. Thank you very much, Paul TV. I'm proud to hold this mic and do this interview. Man. Ain't no bigger than me. It really can be. Okay, so I was born in Nigeria, and when I was growing up in Nigeria as a kid, I always wanted to be an actor. I told my parents I was going to be an actor. I was 9 years old. I was like, I want to act. I was 4 years old. I was on stage in Nigeria. And I've always had an entertainment aspect to me. I think I was born an entertainer. If you ask me that way, I've not thought about doing anything from day one till today apart from entertainment. My family encourages me a lot. But then I started, when I got to Cameroon, after I finished my school, high school, I got a job at the radio station, CRTV, and for a holiday job. And after that job, they gave me another job, and I was a teenager, and I started working on radio. At that time, most of my friends and classmates were still going to school, but I was really working on radio. I was, as a rapper, I decided, like, all of us were rapping, all the kids in the hood, we was all rapping, but we could not rap for ourselves and be our own fans and be our own public and be our own judges and everything. So I thought, we need to step up the game. Step up the game, we had to take music from studios and take it to the media. So I realized that I had also a gift for talking properly, and I knew everything about music and entertainment, and I found it very easy to get on radio and, you know, talk about entertainment, promote people, and entertain people. So when I saw that talent that I had, I was like, this is a contribution I can bring to the industry. So I basically had the first full urban show in Cameroon on radio. It was on RTM, 2002. And from there, I was able to, you know, we were able to take the industry to the next level. It was the first time 30 minutes was dedicated to Cameroonian artists. And that was my media story. After that, I realized TV was a very interesting thing after radio. It was easy for me to, I just always stand and entertain people. You know, I could talk from today to tomorrow. I move around and stuff. I have this funny black face that people don't mind looking at, you know what I mean? So TV was kind of like, you know, next thing that came into me naturally. But then I didn't really have the opportunity to work on TV the way I wanted to, but I produced a couple of shows and worked with a lot of TV people and did a couple of TV shows. I decided it was time for me to leave Cameroon, go get some experience and more education, and come back. And if you trace my journey, that's where it's been. I left Cameroon. I was in Europe. I did a lot of stuff in entertainment. I did tours with a lot of artists, Davido, Ice Prince, amongst a whole lot. And lastly, a show with Wizkid in October in Berlin. So I've basically done a lot of event organizing and tours. And that aspect of my event, the event aspect is one aspect of me, the media aspect is another aspect, and then the music aspect is the other part of me. That's why, you know, I'm Nabil for real and Napster. I think the first thing you have to notice about Nigeria is, like, Nigeria is one of the most populated countries in the world. So even if you sell soap or you sell water, you obviously have a large market. I think that's why Dangote also is one of the richest people in the world, because he has a big market too. So we have to understand that the Nigerian market makes it a lot easier for business-wise for you to be lucrative, because you are selling to a large number of people. And in Cameroon, it's more like it's an emerging market. The industry is still growing. There's a lot that has to be done, and personally, from my experiences out, I think I have to contribute more to it. On the other hand, the last place is Europe. Europe is basically, we have the diaspora, African diaspora, which is our major market in Europe, and that diaspora is really growing big, and there's a lot to get out of there. But I think things happen from back home and grow big, and that's why I'm back here now. I think that Cameroonians are still trying to get rid of the external complex, like the fact that anything that comes from outside of Cameroon is superior to what we make here. But I think that's something that's actually changing. But like I say again, I get back to the market. Like, Nigeria is a huge market. Like, if you are in Nigeria, and it's only reasonable to feed your market, because that's assurance that you're going to actually be successful. But on the other hand, in Cameroon, it's not at all like that for now, because a lot of Cameroonians are not consuming Cameroonian music. They mostly consume stuff from outside. But I also say again, it depends on the work you put into it. I think if they consume Nigerians also because of the quality of the work that they bring in. And I think today, Franco, for instance, he has 5 million views on YouTube in 3 months. Like, that is Cameroon consuming Cameroonian stuff. And I think it's possible from the way things are going. And in the future, it's going to be really, we're going to be almost at the level of that. But we have an advantage. We're a bilingual country, so we speak English and French. I think, personally, I've been at home in Africa and all the 4 corners of Africa, because if I go to an Anglo-Saxon country like Nigeria, I feel as much as at home as I feel back here. If I go to a Francophone country like Ivory Coast, I feel as much as home as I feel back here. So we have that, we have that possibility to cross boundaries. We've broken the language barrier with the 2 major languages in Africa and those 2 major cultures. And I think we have a lot of prospect, more like in Africa and globally, not just Cameroon.
Now blah blah, now my true story walk, I just sing for my song. My heart to speak, I paint the script, I bounce on the beat like ping pong. Coach Sean Napster, don't come, ring the bell.
First of all, I think a lot of people here are based on the talent aspect of it. And I've always said talent is just a prerequisite, it's not an assurance to success. And people have to start understanding the show business. So after you do the show, you have to handle the business. You understand? At the end of the day, I think we Cameroonians just have to be more entrepreneurial, more professional, and release like good quality stuff. As long as we can be able to get to that point where our production is good. I'm not just talking about music now, I'm talking about media, I'm talking about fashion, I'm talking about entertainment industry in the whole, in general. I think by the time we start producing quality products, everything will follow up, everything will follow suit. By the time we start making music, not just writing lyrics and dropping songs, but having concepts behind these songs and making big songs, not just good songs, I think we'll be gone. But I must say something. I've been in Cameroon for a month, and in this 1 month I've been in Cameroon, the talent out here is crazy. I mean, it is insane. Boya to Douala to everywhere you go, the talent is insane. But like I say, it takes a little bit much more than that now. And what does it take? It takes handling business in it. So I think all we need right now is to structure ourselves, to build an industry, which we don't have yet, because we don't have an industry. We build an industry, structure ourselves, export our talent, and we're good to go. I just think, like, personally, that's why one reason why I came back was because Cameroon needs more people in the background than in the front. Everybody's an artist already, So what we need now is people who are going to take artists and step their game up, take them from this position to the other one. And the most influential and important people in the industry are normally not here, they're behind the camera. Like the person behind me is behind the camera. That's my bro, my brother, So.
And if there's wishes are just horses, I go ride them. So I did walk instant.
So the acting dream, actually, 2 years ago, I met Ramsey Noah in Amsterdam for the African Fashion Week. And, he saw all the things I'd done, which was already a lot. And he thought that, man, that he was like a jack of all trades. Me and my brother, we call it soccer runner boxer, like when you do everything, like a soccer runner boxer. Like he was like, you're a jack of all trades, And I was like, yeah, but what I really want to do was movies. And he was like, oh, but that's a different ball game, I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. He was like, okay, I felt it was a challenge for me. Like, next time I see you, I got something for you, And a year after, I didn't even realize how fast it happened, because when I finished doing the movie, I was trying to send out the trailer. I got the trailer, I was trying to send it out, and I thought about the lady who invited us to African Fashion Week, Diana Tambe, and I was like, but you remember I promised Ramsey I was going to do a movie, and I've already done it. So, I called her up and I was like, yeah, part of my African Fashion Week event, I want to have the movie trailer on it because I'm an actor now too, And I met Ramsey and I was like, hey, big bro, I just did a movie. So I think he inspired me to actually, take my dreams and my hopes and put it into movies. Like, this is like 15 years after I've been in entertainment and I'm doing my childhood dream. So like I say, I think you can do anything you want to do, no matter the time. You feel me? I think it's something for me to do when I'm 60. You have to understand, like I was saying, we need to build an industry. What we don't have in Cameroon now is an industry. We have a group of people musically inclined and doing music and, doing a couple of things, but we don't have an industry. We don't have brand ambassadors. We don't have companies sponsoring artists. We don't have artists actually constantly delivering products. Like, this year, this artist drops this album, and 2 years he drops another one. We're not yet there. But I think what we have to do, first of all, start by building an industry. And after we build an industry, we need to be professional. The talent is there, no doubt, but who are those people who want to forget about being on the front or holding the mic and rapping or being in front of the camera? Who are those people who want to dedicate their lives and their time towards promoting talents and putting talents on a different level? Now, that's all we need right here. That's just all we need. We need people to come into this industry and support us, and I'm not one of the people who think about what people have to do for us. I'm here to do that. I'm here to think about the fact that the ideas I have in my head, that if we take a normal song, we can turn into a hit song. Stanley Enow is a great example of capitalizing on a big song like Airpair and going further than anybody could with one song. And now he has an album, he has a lot of things that come after it, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like, let's brand our products, Let's be able to sell things to people because they want it, and let's give an appeal for people to want what we want. And that's all we have to do. Because the truth is, the talent's on the streets, reality is on the streets, and everybody who is doing anything big and major is obviously on the streets too. So I think we can take it from there and make it corporate.
I don't walk, I know be small. See my foot, up, down, around town. See my boots, I fight for my own. Them the gossip.
I don't think Cameroonians show him as much love as he deserves to. That's also due to the fact that people don't understand what the industry is. You understand? Stanley Enow is the first person to do so many things, and it's strange for Cameroonians. So, like they say, prophets never really accepted in his hometown. Not saying like he's a prophet or anything, but the fact that he came out from here, a lot of people don't understand why he should be that big. You understand what I'm saying? So people do not give him that respect that he deserves. At the end of the day, you just cannot help but see the fact that this guy is a hustler and he's worked really very hard to get to where he is today. I don't care what people say about him. They say about his talent or whatever. I think if you think Stanley Enow cannot rap and he's that big and you are a rapper and you said that, you guys to go back and check out what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Because you understand what I'm saying. But he has done pretty well for himself. He doesn't get the love that he deserves in Cameroon, but he still does. I think Cameroonians, he has a lot of support from Cameroon. I know a lot of Cameroonians who are die-hard fans of Stanley Enow, and I never saw that before apart from with him. And I feel personally attached to him in the same way because he's like, I think he's always he's looked up to me in so many aspects, and seeing that someone who looked up to me is this big today, man, it's just like you guys to respect that, you know what I mean? And you guys to show him love for it. But he shouldn't worry about if they show him love or not. It's about success, You always have haters, but let people the day outside,
Let's get you, we know that. I just climb all ways, so I know they look back. I just shine 7 days, now different coupe, same spark.
I think we have delayed our industry from going out. Like we, the players in the industry, we have delayed our explosion. We never blow, and we make our no blow. You understand? No, we say the industry never blow because the artists they never blow. It's not like things are happening and we delayed it. I think as things happen, they're out there for the world to see, and very fast. Franco is doing a remix of Kolela Petit to Davido. This song is 3 months old, 4 months old maybe. You understand what I'm saying? When it's hot, it goes. You can't stop that. You understand? You have a big strike, you do something proper, it goes. Like you cannot fight that. You know what I mean? So I think anybody who's done anything big has been able to explode. That is when you do things rightly. It's not about having a great, strong, lyrically correct song or perfectly produced song. It's about marketing that song to make it big.
Take my eye with shades and I know that you know that. And I say my bling the blindest days as my pay to grow fat. I redefine strong ways, I scare you, we know that. I just climb all ways, so I know they look back. I just shine 7 days, now different coupe, same spark. Police spying all ways.
We have a problem with industry. Things are not structured, you understand? And one of my plans and projects in Cameroon is to open a movie production house here in collaboration with Reality Films in Belgium that I'm working with, who we did this movie with, and Terrible Survivor. I want to open a production house. Now, when we start with that production house, we're going to start structuring things in a way that movies can constantly come out. We have a market, we have a channel in which our releases are sent to the public to consume, and and of course it gets lucrative. That we don't have, because I realized in Cameroon people do movies and they base all the energy on the launching, and it is a one-day event and there's no follow-up after that. You understand what I'm saying? So it sounds like an event to me more than a movie industry. You understand what I'm saying? The only reason why we have a lot of people coming in, like other Nigerian actors and everything, is I think sometimes you need expertise to start up something, and then when you're at a certain level, you can go from there. Maybe one big Nigerian face is going to give room for a Cameroonian face to come up, and next time you can do with just that Cameroonian face without the Nigerian face. But I'm Mr. Collabo, who know me, like I like to work with people, and I believe in the power of working with people. So I'm not against that, but I think after that there should be a follow-up, and I don't think it should come automatically, or just because they have done one film with a Nigerian, they shouldn't do another one if there's no relay or no follow-up or nobody who can represent that. It's not right. Let's do things till we're ready for it. If Cameroonians don't want to see that, and Cameroonian actors should get to work and make their faces like that, I'm about to do that, so I'm not complaining. I don't even want to talk about an industry when an industry doesn't exist. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you cannot just be shooting movies and then, and doing launchings and think that you have an industry. You don't have an industry. Now, like I say, creating industry is creating the right channels for these products, because they're products. Like, when you produce them, let them make sure that they are ready to be distributed, they're ready to get to the consumer, and they're ready to be consumed, and they're well packaged. As a Nigerian in me, package yourself. And to package the thing, that's all we really need to do. I think basically, I'm not really here to be the judge or be the boss. No, I just want to contribute what I can to make things better. I'm not the rap messiah or the entertainment messiah, you understand? But I think everybody has a role to play, and if everybody gets with me and starts playing their roles, and a lot of things are going to change.
Buying always, I hit the boot, new track. It's all about yourself. You do your time and suck it up. I've seen it clean.
My plan basically is I'm trying to use the experiences that I've gathered and the education that I've had based on the industry and implement things into it. First of all, I think that as long as people start understanding and respecting the business in this, the productions are going to change. When someone has a TV show that doesn't have a sponsor, and you wonder why you don't have a sponsor, and you get to understand the fact that your production is not on the level for you to interest sponsors, nor for the TV to propose it to any sponsors, then you turn around in a circle for a very long time. The ideas are there, but then people are not really business minded. And I think my own contribution is to be able to see how I can be able to take ideas and concepts and make them big and lucrative. That's the only thing. And it takes a lot of people, talented people, don't really take that time out to work on details. They are more interested in the talents, from rapping to media to movies. Like, if you're a rapper, you just want to make sure you got the right text and you said it right and the song, it sounds nice, but that's part one. You understand? And then after that, how do you brand the song and market the song for it to be out there and for it to be big? And that's where I want to come in, because I see a lot of things, I see a lot of talents, and I have a lot of ideas, and we can take this and turn it into this. The truth is, we all know Cameroon is still a virgin land compared to other countries like Nigeria, how the entertainment industry is. That is the experience that I want to bring over here. That's what I have. I don't need to work with everybody, but anybody who's serious and interested, I'm ready to work with them on that project. And I have my own projects of mine. I think my company that I'm trying to open here, the entertainment company I'm trying to open here, go a long way towards helping that. I've come up with concepts like the one-day post, like a lot of people from Pulse TV did a one-day post for me also. It was last year. I think these are just ways of getting talent out and having a follow-up from those talents. Like I said, Cameroon is known for sports because we actually have institutions in place to get sporting talents from a very young age. We don't have an institution in place to get talents in entertainment from a very young age and start building them. I am who I am today, decided to do what I want to do today because when I was 17, I already started in the industry. And the truth is, people who start later are not really sure of themselves. Today they're in, tomorrow they're out. Or people who started earlier give up before they're ripe. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important that we get people that are young and they have the time to build up their career. Somebody's 25 years old, decides they want to start singing. You know what I mean? Like, where do you start? Like, how long do you have? What influence do you have on the younger generation? Do you have a crowd that you're brought up with? I was 17 when I had a fan base. That's why 7 years after I've left Cameroon, I still have a fan base, because I'm on a whole generation who understood me from the time I was like 17 till I was 25.
So go cold hearted and then stop. But no, one day my dreams no be kicked the bucket. I keep my skeletons constantly kicked out of the closet. I'm applauded for keeping buried.
First of all, let's start with the corporate. Like, I think corporates have a big role to play. This country, I must say, there's a lot of kids and teenagers that spend a lot of money on cell phones, mobile companies. You understand what I'm saying? These companies have the right to give back. I'm very disappointed, but I'm going to say it, like, they're not giving back. I don't know how many artists are brand ambassadors or have sponsorings. They're very few. They're a handful. There are a lot more artists that have all it takes to be those, to be brand ambassadors, to have sponsorings. And if you give that to an artist, you make the artist bigger. That's the first thing you have to understand. You make an artist bigger. Corporate-wise, it is really a big issue because they are not doing what they're supposed to do. That is hindering a lot of artists from progressing. Secondly, based on the government, I think they have a lot of things to do. This should be one of them. I don't want to worry myself about what they're doing and what they're not doing. But it's something I also want to say, like I told you about the one-day concept. Like, it's very interesting if we can be able to implement things in schools and in institutions where we could get talent from those institutions, like they do for Osuks or other competitions where you get sporting talents at a young age. I think the government just needs to do that. Secondly, government needs to respect artists and recognize artists. There are a lot of artists that are in Cameroon that are here cannot, need to travel, cannot even travel or do a lot like that. That's the only part the government has to play. Just respect these artists and give them what they deserve. Even if you don't want to do that, that's fine by me. Corporate people have to do that because we give you our money every day.
Warm like a blanket awarded for keeping your radio stuck to your socket. My streets now one look out and one pickpocket. So as my street,
I must say something where the problem we have in Cameroon is the fact that why these talent shows are not really big the way they're supposed to be is because there's never been a follow-up. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in the industry who are phonies. You understand? There's a lot of people who have come in the industry just to collect and not give anything. You understand what I'm saying? So if you do a talent show, and at the end of the day, the person who wins the talent show, there's nothing that comes out of that person, you are ashamed to come back next year and do another one. You understand what I'm saying? So you drive yourself away. You understand what I'm saying? That's the truth about it. So I think, like, if they want to do that, that's cool. But like I say again, we need to broaden our scope. We need to open our minds and look further. We need a further vision because our vision is really very short. If you see someone who, like I said also about the movie, if you make a movie and then your biggest event based on movie is the launching of the movie, and after that, people even want to get the movie, cannot even have access to buy the movie. Short-sightedness. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't work. If you do a talent show, and at the end of the day, the winner of the talent show, everybody's amazed, everybody loves this guy, and you cannot make him a star, why would a kid want to dream? I think we need things to make people dream, and that's what we don't have anymore. We need quelque chose pour faire rêver, like we say in French. We don't have that anymore. You need to have, for instance, like Achale talked about. Achale has to be so big today, for you to understand. Sydney won African Star out of Cameroon in Gabon. It was a national event. After that, nothing ever happened. It was a bunch of journalists, the Claudicias, and all those people who was involved in it. I didn't see anything after that. I saw the whole crowd. It looked like a presidential meeting, but nothing came out of it. This is almost 10 years after. He still doesn't have an album from that event. After the second edition, it was shut down. So why would a kid want to dream about going for a competition when he knows that this guy was so big? And then don't make people popular and broke. Don't make people famous and then broke, because that's the most dangerous thing that we have today. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. So I think it is advantageous and disadvantageous. How can you do it? Get a follow-up. It doesn't cost nothing to follow it up. This is talent already. You have a lot of people involved in it. So take that talent and put him out there. Get the next person and put him out there. I was talking to my brother a few days ago, and we said, like, Cameroon industry is going to be big when you have more artists popping. Today you have Jovi, you have Stanley Enow, you have Malox, and you have Franco. Those are 4 artists that are popping today in Cameroon. You understand what I'm saying? And when we have a lot more artists popping, then we have an industry. Then we have a lot of things happening, and then there's a choice, and there's a dream, there's a vision, and it's possible. If just one person up there, it doesn't encourage anybody, it doesn't make any sense. Government just has to respect us, do that role. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports, whoever is culture, whoever is involved in that, just do what you have to do your best in it. I think till today a lot of artists are called to be represented out of there. The government should help them now. You know what I mean? Like, just do that. I don't like to ask government to give to me, because I think all of us are here, let's do our thing, man. I'm more do our thing.
the look out, I feel poor pockets. jack of all trades. I wear too many jackets, I'm clean from shootout, so I know the dug bullets.
Not at all. I think Cameroonians' urban culture now is killing that culture. You understand what I'm saying? First of all, Makossa is from Cameroon, just so you guys know. You know what I mean? And this is something that we've done. Like I say, it's a change of generation. People listen to that traditional music, and today people listen more to urban music. You understand what I'm saying? And the truth is, urban music is popping today in Cameroon much more than Bikutsi or Makossa or any other thing that has been running Cameroon for the past years, as far as we can think about. You know what I mean? So that has nothing to do with the urban. That has nothing to do with the urban scene. I think everybody has, like, there's enough space for everybody. Like you say, it's like the sky. There's room for everybody. There's room for everybody, and it's Cameroonian culture. We cannot turn away from our culture and totally get into the urban side. We need to preserve our culture. We need to preserve the Bikutsi, the Bensikin, the Makossa, and all of that. That's our culture and heritage. We need to preserve that. But what urban music is today is just a global communication means between young people. You know, like you can feel what I'm saying if you're in Nigeria or if you're anywhere else in the world, as long as you have, you have the same age group and the same generation. Traditional music is more something that you hold personal to you, and something that you use to export your tradition or express your tradition when it comes to cultural events. But urban music is for everybody, and it's global. It transcends. There's no conflict of interest between the two. Not at all. Way back, it was drowned out because the media wasn't playing urban music. They were playing traditional stuff. But, we came into it and everything has changed. We understand Dombolo as much as we understand Afro beats from Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? So when you come to Cameroon, the first thing you have to always notice is that you're going to come to a very Africa in a miniature. You're going to come to a place where you can understand the language barriers that all of Africa has. But not only that, you come into a place where there is raw talent. What Cameroonians need is a push. What Cameroonians need is support. What Cameroonians need is a connection, networks. You understand what I'm saying? And everything's going to be big. Plus, when you come to Cameroon, you're going to meet Nabil. Ain't no bigger than me. It really can be, Thank you very much, Paul Stevie. I'm proud to hold this mic and do this interview, man. Everybody, all the greatest have done it, so I guess I'm one of them now.
I protect my eye with shades, and I know that you know that. And I say my bling the blind these days as my pay to grow fat.